Well, seeds planted today sprout into what we are tomorrow. The Genteel Beaux Young Men of Distinction program has planted lots of seeds, and they're still doing it. For years, high school boys on the cusp of manhood have gone through this remarkable effort and are better for it. News 4's Kinsley Centers shares how mentors shape our future leaders.
I was a Beau my junior year in 1994.
Darius McKay remembers vividly.
It really allowed me to learn from several individuals. The relationships that I built were long-lasting.
He's talking about being a Genteel Beaux.
I feel like it's a huge opportunity for our young men to be developed, ultimately, in order for them to be successful later on in life.
Dothan's Levant Social Elite Club is the driving force behind Genteel Beaux.
The Levant Social Elite Club got its inception in 1951.
And every other year since 1985, they have presented the Genteel Beaux.
Our theme has always been, it is better to mold boys than to mend men.
Shaping aspiring young men by bringing out their best.
We are looking at enhancing those skills that they've acquired from their parents and through their high school and church involvement.
The program's background is similar to debutante balls, giving young men opportunities like girls have. This makes President Sharon Kelly proud.
Well, we decided that we wanted to support young men. We saw that there were a lot of programs who supported young ladies, and we wanted to give them the same opportunities.
Nearly 4 decades later, it continues to empower.
We are involving them in things that we feel like are worthy of young men moving into the workforce and college area.
The Beaux engage in civic activities and focus on self-development with encouragement from their mentors.
Always have respect for somebody. Stay respectful, no matter what.
Jonathan Jackson is a Beaux.
Do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. If you're not respectful, why would you expect them to be respectful back?
Like former young men who took part in this program after proving their hard work ethics and dedication. At the end, Jackson and his fellow Beaux celebrated their accomplishments with a gala.
I think that's the part the guys have liked the most because they get a chance to practice for that grand finale. And that involves dancing.
We had a blast, like no doubt about it. I remember before the actual Botillion, rehearsing, all of that, we were just messing around, just playing around, and it was just super fun.
A chance to showcase their efforts and strut their strides.
You saw how they were eager to impress their parents, impress us with what they had learned and how they had worked together.
In Dothan, I'm Kinsley Centers for your hometown news leader.
Now, the Genteel Beaux Distinction Program is open to all young men in the 11th and 12th grades across the Wiregrass.